National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Cleveland Browns. Coming up next.
Along the shores of Lake Erie, the Dog Pound already in full roar. We welcome you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that it's a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who love to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
And it's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
The veteran Brandon McManus ready to kick this one off. And off we go from Cleveland. Pierre Strong on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback, first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
Now the Georgia Bulldog. Here's Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
When we met with these coaches during the week, Mike, they told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Once again, it's Chubb, and he'll get about 5. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Out to return this for the Packers, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Love to throw to get started. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. coverage very strong defensively. It's second down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun on third down, it's Love. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a first down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
First and 10 now from the 36. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. Back to throw is Love. A short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
McManus's kick is good. And the Packers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense going to take over now for the second time. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with first and 10. Watson will make the read and holds on. And maybe the quarterback should have given that one away. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on him, and in this case, they're able to hold them to no gain.
On second down, here's Watson. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
On 1st and 10, here's Watson. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On play action, it's Watson. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Throwing again is Watson. That one knocked away and incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target. It's 2nd down.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. Again, it's Ford. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline, nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That one taken in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, like it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Browns move out to a 7-3 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Packers offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Love. That's left side, caught by Musgrave. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. And this is going to work out. He's got it. The 1st down at the 38-yard line.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he gets this up close to the 40. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Love. Toward the outside, catch made by Watson. A gain there of 11. 1st down, Packers.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
Right back to Watson. Another grab. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Now he'll run. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
So they decide to move the pocket in the launch point for the quarterback by calling a bootleg. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball downfield, but it does allow him to get out onto the edge, pick up a positive gain, and convert the 1st down.
Love to throw it on 1st down. He'll get that complete to Dontavian Wicks. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another 1st down.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. To throw is Love. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
Quick throw, taken in, and he's in. Tucker Kraft, touchdown, Green Bay.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Brandon McManus now to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Packers are on top. It's now 10-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes Ford on the return. Ho-ho! And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll start out first down and 10. He'll open this drive on the ground with Ford. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. Now a handoff to Ford. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Here's Chubb. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Now Watson keeping this on the zone read. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
From the gun here on 3rd down, Watson. A terrific run there. He's finally taken down at the 25-yard line. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. It's the Packers on top. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Lucas Van Ness, the former first-round pick, there to make the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Shotgun snap to Watson. He's going to run it. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Off the bootleg, here's Watson. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play-action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Watson. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Here's Watson. This one caught just past the pylon. David Njoku. Touchdown, Cleveland. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, here's Jaden Reed. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
This has been a tough sequence right out of the jump. You work all week on your opening script, and they're usually the plays that you feel the best about to try to establish some sort of early rhythm, but through 2 plays, run and pass, all they've done is go backwards.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
And he'll take this up past the 40, a pickup of 5. A 2nd down throw for Love. That is pulled in by Musgrave. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
On 3rd down, they go with Jacobs. On 4th down, the Packers turn it over to Daniel Whelan to punt. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Browns offense about ready to take over once more. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. This one caught by Akins.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
On 1st down, Watson. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
To the air again, Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Watson to throw again.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
3rd and a yard. He'll try and run for the 1st down. It's 4. 10 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a 1st down.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the first down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
A run up the middle with Chubb. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
To throw on 2nd down is Watson. Now he'll run it. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
Here's a handoff to Chubb. And a good tackle out wide will hold him to a gain of just 3. On 2nd down, here's Watson. That's in the end zone and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Quay Walker.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
The Packers offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
He'll try again here, 2nd and 10. From the gun, here comes Jacobs. He'll bring this up to the 22. Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah in on the stop. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Love. 11 yards for number 11 and a 1st down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
Quickly to the outside and complete.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here's Love to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. Love quickly out to Watson. A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Green Bay first down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Love to throw on 1st and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
So after their defense gives them a gift on their last drive and gets them the ball back and on the field, they nearly return the favor following that dangerous throw of their own. And at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
Toward the middle, that one caught by Watson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Love to throw it on 1st down. That'll be caught. It's Josh Jacobs. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll run out of the gun with Jacobs. The ball comes out, and the defense has it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. Once again, it's Chubb. And that's well read by the defense. Knocked backwards. He's back at his own 9-yard line.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Watson now on 3rd down. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. 13 yards on that pass play. It's a Browns first down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Now, first down throw for Watson. This pass caught by Judy. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Watson's going to throw here on 3rd and 1. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. Here's Corey Bojorquez now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Jordan Love and the rest of the Packer offense ready for their next possession. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Love. That's complete to Watson. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage, tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
That is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage there defensively, all over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Here's 3rd and 7. Back to throw is Love. Open is Kraft. He's got it. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. A big one there on 3rd down, good for 26 yards.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing is Love. The open man is Reed. He's got it. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. On play action, Love. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Jordan Love, touchdown Packers. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Extra point by McManus, up and good. And the Packers move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Here comes Ford on the return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. First and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. This is brought in downfield by Judy. And he will get into the end zone. Jerry Judy. Touchdown, Browns.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. So, final seconds of this first half. Looks like they'll take a lead into the locker room as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we hit halftime here in Cleveland, and the Browns are in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime report. The Browns were given a solid performance in that first half from their quarterback, Deshaun Watson. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Packers offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll do so with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Here's a 2nd and 9. A good play action with Love. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
I'm not sure there's any position on defense that's undergone as much of an evolution as the linebacker position. In the old days, they were the physical tone setters. They were the tacklers. But now it's their ability to hold up in coverage, like you saw there, that allows you to keep those guys on the field for all 3 downs. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Crochet to return it. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Browns offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. The drive starts with a carry by 4. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He'll tuck it and take off.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Throwing is Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Xavier McKinney.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Packers offense ready to get back at it. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Catch is made by Romeo Dobbs. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Second and a yard. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angle so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a sack.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Off the play fake, here's Love. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
So the receiver does everything right except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Love. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Packers set to kick this one away, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Watson. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 17 yards on that connection. First down, Cleveland.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. On the ground, this is Ford. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Off the bootleg, here's Watson. Off he goes. And he will score. Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Cleveland. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This returnable with Reed. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Now Love. This one is caught by Reed. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's going to keep it himself.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Love. That complete to Jacobs. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
Well, a little unconventional play call here. You don't traditionally see the screen game used on 3rd down at these shorter down and distances. But in this case, they catch the defense off guard, they timed it up well, and the back is able to convert and pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here comes Jacobs. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here's Love to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
Here's Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Here's Jacobs. Good blocking, and he's in. Josh Jacobs. Touchdown, Green Bay. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Now Love getting the Packers set for this 2-point try. He'll drop to throw. That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, this is Strong. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. To the sideline. That's caught by Judy. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
So often, the only way to combat the perfect blitz call is to beat the blitz with the ball. That's exactly what the quarterback does here. He's able to find his open man and get the ball out of his hand because he holds on to that ball for 1 count longer. It most likely was going to result in a sack.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. First down and more for Chubb. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs to kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
On the zone read, they hand it to Chubb. And he'll get forward to about the 42. Keyshawn Nixon there for the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now it's Watson. On the quick slant, that's Judy. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On first down, Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. They bring Judy in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. This one caught at the 4. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal. Very nearly a touchdown. He's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon. That'll be a first down. A gain of 10. From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. Here's Chubb. A dive, and he's in. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Browns are able to extend the lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This returnable with Reed. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense running back Josh Jacobs heading back on the field. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the bootleg, it's Love. The open man is Reed. He's got it. And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field. And after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
Now it's McManus for the point after. The kick is good. And the Packers are back within a field goal. The lead is 3. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. So they've cut into the lead, now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Here comes Ford on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. From the shotgun, a give to Ford. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. Third down, 3 to go. They'll try and run for the first down. It's Ford. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage, and it sets up fourth down.
Third and short, and you come up with a big stop, taking the ball carrier down for a loss. Now you put yourselves in a position to hopefully get the ball back and give your offense a chance to go down there and take the lead.
The Browns getting their punting team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The visitors' offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. On first down, it's Love. Toward the middle, that one caught by Watson. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll run with Jacobs. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short. They'll try to run it here with Jacobs. And they're going to get the conversion here on 3rd down. He'll bring this up to the 33-yard line.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And not much materializes there. He'll get this to the 35. Here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun on 3rd down. It's nowhere to go. He is taken down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
On comes the Packers punting team. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This fielded inside the 35. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense make their way out to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Watson. That's taken in by Chubb. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
It is 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. He'll try to run for it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Packers offense ready to take over once again. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. The man in motion is Watson. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the 1st down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Here's Jacobs. And not a whole lot there as he'll get to midfield, and that's all. They'll go play action with Love. He'll let this one rip, looking for Watson. And he will go all the way. Christian Watson. Touchdown, Green Bay. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
McManus on for the point after. He's got it. And the Packers have taken a 4-point advantage. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. On the return, this is Strong. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line, and that's where the offense will take the field. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll open this drive on the ground with Ford. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it is 3rd down.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
And that is incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the fourth quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game, and they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball, and let's see if they can take advantage of it.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. In motion, Reed. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. Room to run past midfield. And he'll be brought down, but what a run. Down to the 40.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
1st and 10. A run up the middle with Jacobs. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Second down and 3. On play action, Love. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he gets run out of bounds. A short pickup, but it's good enough for a 1st down.
The ability to sustain possession and continue to get new sets of down, it just allows more and more opportunities for those eventual chunk plays. And that's what every offense in the league is looking for. But the more 1st downs, the more snaps, the more opportunities.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now Love. And that is incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Back to throw is Love. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And this one right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their fourth quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, this is Strong. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll tuck it and take off. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Watson. This is brought in downfield by Judy. They are cooking to begin this drive. This play going for 30 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. And I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Hey, Mike, you know the best time to pick up first downs is? On first downs. Don't wait for third down. We see it here. 3 plays in a row, 3 first downs on chunk plays, and this offense is rolling.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Ford. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. On 2nd down, here's Watson. That's hauled in at the 2. To the goal line and in. David Njoku. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. all even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? The Packers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive, which starts with first down. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, fourth quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. He's going to keep it himself.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Running is Jacobs. And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
On 3rd down, they go with Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down. Two minutes to play in regulation. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker could be a hero.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs. And he'll work this into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line, taken down after a gain of 5. Here comes 2nd down. They'll go with Jacobs. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down forthcoming. The man in motion is Watson. Jacobs. And he will have a Packers first down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2. They'll stick to the ground. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
They'll run here.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
The dog pound, as usual, doing their part. This is third down. They'll run with Jacobs. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, this is Strong. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense and Jerry Jeudy getting set for their next possession. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Well, it's safe to say this offense now is entering desperation mode. They have such a long way to go with such little time to do it. You're thinking chunk plays, get out of bounds. You have to stop the clock and continue to pick up as much yardage as you can to, at the very least, be in position to take one Hail Mary shot to the end zone.
And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
Downfield for Njoku. And that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Georgia. So it's a win here for the visiting Packers. What a finish to this one. The defense comes up with the interception in clutch time to seal it on the final play. And the defense walks off the field with the victory for their team. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.